think we're live, though this system has changed since I last used it. We haven't done one of these for a little while, so I thought it was more than past time to do our little midnight rite and talk a little bit about the dreams that some of us may be preparing to have, depending on your time zone. I'm very gratified that so many people around the world tune into these or watch them later, and so it may not be perfectly time appropriate for you, but I hope you don't mind too much. But anyway, um, the Midnite Rite is one of the 4 daily rites of the Temple of Isis, and these date back to ancient Egyptian times where they would honor the goddess of the temple at dawn, midday, dusk, and then again at midnight. And each rite has a little bit different flavor and is accomplishing something different. And this is the middle of the night, so this would be the time when the astrologer priests and priestesses would be up on the top of the temple roofs and looking at the stars and watching and making sure that that ritually the boat of Ra was sailing through unopposed, watching as the hours changed and the gods and goddesses associated with those hours changed over and over in an eternal cycle. And one of the best ways of getting in touch with our eternal cycles, I think, is through dream work. And so we'll talk about that a little bit. And we'll do the Temple of Isis dream incubation, which our foundress, Lady Lorianne Vignier, created. So anyway, let us begin with that. And honor to you, Isis, the shining one whose brilliance covers the earth, the eternal light who brings life, growth, and healing to those who seek the answers to their dreams. Fill my spirit with your radiance. All adoration is given to you, Isis, the great mistress of the holy house. And here's the midnight song that Lady Lorianne created. And we will be closing with the Goodnight Goddess song, but we'll do the midnight song right now. It is midnight, time to go to bed and dream. Dreams are never what they seem. You must dwell on what they mean. It is midnight when you wake up at sunrise. Take the time to analyze, for your dreams are very wise. It is midnight. It is midnight. It is midnight. And here is a prayer that was compiled by Lady Lorianne for dreaming. And I think that our other priestess lady, Zarita, may have had a hand in this because some of the wording sounds closer to what she puts together. Honor to you, Isis, the keeper of the sacred portals of the great dream temples, the sanctuaries of revelation and inspiration. Fill my spirit with strength. Honor to you, Isis, protectress of your followers in the dream temples of vision and healing. Fill my spirit with compassion. Honor to you, Isis, the oracle of revelation in the innermost part of my heart, the greatest one of powerful pronouncements. Fill my spirit with divine wisdom. Honor to you, Isis, guardian of sleep, goddess of dreams, bringer of visions. Awaken me in the dreams of the past and bring them to the present so that I may utilize them in the future. And Isis in ancient Egypt has a very specific connection with dreams and dreaming. It is alluded to that after Osiris was killed, that he came back to her in the night and in dreams, and also came to their son Horus so that he could instruct him and teach him as a father would, and train him to ultimately resume his rightful place on the throne, or rather take the place of Osiris on that throne. And of course, Isis is the throne goddess. So she was holding them both within that energy, but the contact was made through the dreams. And dream incubation was practiced in her Egyptian temples and in the Greco-Roman temples as well. And there were many associated beliefs between Isis and dreams. The temple at Thyatira in Greece, it was said that you could not approach that temple unless you had been summoned by the goddess Isis herself in a dream. So otherwise it was dangerous. It was too powerful and too perplexing a place. But if you had that invitation by Isis, then you would be okay and you could go forth and experience it safely. So many, many things through dreams with Isis. All right. And there are many other, of course, historic dream temples around the world, because this is one of our most accessible ways for direct and personal spiritual experience. And I was always very fortunate to be a good dreamer from the time I was a very little girl. And I realized that there was a blurry line between the dream world and the world in reality. And it's a funny thing that I remember dreaming, and this was when I was still in a crib. But I was, verbal, so I was probably about 3 at that time. And I had a very vivid dream of a bag of toys, and they were actually like little toy soldiers, oddly enough. And but I liked them for some reason. And so in the dream, I thought, oh, I hope I can find these in reality. Wouldn't it be nice if I could get these in reality? And I don't think I ever got that specific bag of toys in reality, but from even within that dream, as an extremely small child, I I realized I was on to something important, that there was a certain degree of blending between dreams and reality, and that having dreamed of something made it a little bit more likely to come into actual reality. And of course, many, many years later, some of you who follow my work know that my Egyptian scarab oracle came to me, the idea came to me in a dream, or rather as a reaction to an intense dream that I had. And then lo and behold, not too much time elapsed, and those actually came into reality as the dream oracle, the sacred scarabs. So I know the power of dreams very well, and have been enjoying playing within them for a very long time. And I found that one of the most important and easy ways of enhancing your own dream life is to just think about dreaming when you're awake. If you go to bed thinking, I wonder if I'm going to have an interesting dream tonight, at least for me personally, if I put some sort of thought like that or around a dream, or I watch something like this before going to sleep, the chances of me having an important or meaningful dream that I actually remember, that I actually retain, seem to go up astronomically. So you may find the same thing, that if you are just putting a little of your conscious brain toward the concept of dreaming, you may find that your unconscious brain definitely comes through in sort of a call and response. As above and so below, our consciousness and our subconscious. The energy can work between those two things just as it does between this plane and the planes above us too. So, all right, I hope you are ready for a beautiful night of dreaming. And now, as part of our little midnight rite, I'm going to sing the goddess lullaby. Good night, goddess of the night. Good night, goddess of starlight. Good night, Isis, furl your wings. Good night, goddess of all things. Good night, Isis, hold me tight. Good night, goddess of starlight. May all your dreams be meaningful and powerful and beautiful ones that you grow from and enjoy. Good night.